And the deceitful misplacements of words and phrases, and some noted semantic deceits or deceit applications of the same as applied in specific circumstances are to be taken into consideration. However, one must look into the social, economic, and the political status positions of the natural beings in question, particularly the clarification of quote unquote person being the living, divine, breathing being as distinguished from the corporate fiction entity that is of primal concern. Those matters are of primal concern. So logically, issues about jurisdiction, about hereditaments, about rights, liberties, property, and the like are always pertinent. The following are some of the important words and phrases to know about and to consider at all times, and particularly when dealing with anyone who claims to have or to possess governmentally delegated authority. Now, there are no exclusions, none. Remember this: the law of nature is superior to any other laws, and it is binding in all countries at all times. Keep that in mind. And anything to the contrary, in law, in government, notwithstanding. So I'm going to give you a list of some words. Many of you, again, those of you who are studied, of course, this is redundant to many of you, but because so many more people are waking up around the country, around our land, around the continent, and around the world, because for the most part, we've all been bitten by the same rabid dog of politics. And that's a fact. So a list of words and phrases for study. 1, person. Write this down. Some of these things we will note on tonight, but much of this you will do research on your own, and it's best to study with others who are studying also, so that you can sharpen swords with each other and also become more competent in your comprehension and understanding of what words are, also what they actually mean in their truth, in their veracity, in their history, in their origin, and in their morphology, etc. So 1, person. 2, land. 3, hereditaments. Hereditaments. And of course, that deals with corporal and incorporeal. Hereditaments, corporal and incorporeal. 4, free white persons. Free white persons. 5, arbitrary. Arbitrary. 6, prize courts. Prize courts. 7, ordinances. Ordinances. 8, treaties of peace. Treaties of peace. 9, intercourse of nations. Intercourse of nations. 10, primary. Primary. 11, secondary. Secondary. 12, alliance. alliance. 13, commerce. Commerce. 14, colored. Colored. 15, colored person. Colored person. 16, color of law. Color of law. 17, color of authority. Color of authority. 18, color of office. Color of office. 19, law of nature. Law of nature. 20, natural justice. Natural justice. 21, jus gentium. Jus gentium. That's J-U-S, capital G-E-N-T-I-U-M. Jus gentium. Next word, phrase, in propria persona. In propria persona. Next word, minority. Minority. Next word, wardship. Wardship. That's W-A-R-D-S-H-I-P. Next phrase, parens patriae. That's P-A-R-E-N-S, capital P-A-T-R-I-A-E. Parens patriae. Next word, surety. Surety. Next word, trespass. Trespass. Next word, perfidy. Perfidy. That's P-E-R-F-I-D-Y. Next word, performance. Performance. Next word, hell. Hell. Next word, exchequer. That's E-X-C-H-E-Q-U-E-R. Exchequer. Next word, conversion. Conversion. Next word, reversion. Reversion. Next phrase, reversion of estate. Reversion of estate. Next phrase, stare decisis. Stare decisis. S-T-A-R-E D-E-C-I-S-I-S. Stare decisis. Next word, symboliography. Symboliography. That's Symboliography. Symboliography. Next word. Status. Status. Next word. Estate. Estate. Next phrase. Corpus delicti. Corpus delicti. That's CORPUSDELICTI. Corpus delicti. Next word. Semantics. 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 Next word. Allodial. 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 Next word. Allonge. Allonge. That's ALLONGE. Allonge. Next word. Noble. Noble. Next word. Mortgage. Mortgage. Next word. Divine. Divine. Next word. De facto. DE space FACTO. De facto. Next word. De jure. De jure. DE space JURE. De jure. Next word. Treaty. Treaty. Next word. Constitution. Constitution. Next word. Principle. Principle. Next word. Agent. Agent. Now we have other words, but these, if you get grounded in many of these, comprehend that one of the reasons we're sharing this is because in the near future, many of these things will come more to the surface for you to be talking about in the social and political platforms and paradigms that you're meeting now and will be meeting in the very near future. And so you need to be up on some of these things, because people who should have told you much of this have taken the position that you should not know about these things. We already know that. And so, yet all these things have been affecting your lives every day, even if you haven't been told about it, and even if you haven't been interested. However, things that are coming about now and in the near future to face all of us actually, are important for you to be up on some of these things, because they're going to affect your lives, and you'll be better served being aware of them when you hear them, or when you notice that when you do some research, some of these words and phrases are conveniently absent or conveniently misrepresented to you when you discover some of this stuff. However, it's operative in your everyday affairs. And for those of you who have not been familiar with some of these words and phrases, know that just because you haven't been familiar with them does not mean they have not been operative in your everyday lives, because they absolutely have.